Hello, and in this morning's video, I forgot to mention a couple of other mechanics, particularly Exert, which is our new major mechanic being introduced in Amonkhet. And one of the cards that features Exert is the card On Crop Crasher. Is a red and 2 for 3/2, a creature Minotaur with haste. And its main feature here is Exert, which states that you may exert On Crop Crasher as it attacks. When you do, target creature can't block this turn. So, for On Crop Crasher in particular, it's going to be an on-attack tap ability, but I believe Exert may be present in the other colors and may allow you to tap to do other effects. In the case of On Crop, he's allowed to disable another creature so your opponent can't block as you attack with On Crop. And he doesn't untap until your next untap step. So you do lose him for a block. If you attack, you already lose him for a block, but you lose him for another attack afterwards. And by extension, another block, unless you're able to untap him through another card effect. Another card reveal that they had were the cartouches. A cartouche is if you've ever seen Egyptian tombs or Egyptian symbols, they'll normally be the oval shaped medallion with the rope and stick tied at the end, and it's essentially a name tag, and the cartouche in this sense will be tied to the different trials to the different gods. The one that we were spoiled was the Cartouche of Solidarity. However, on the Amonkhet League boxes, they'll also be featuring all 5 cartouches. And the Cartouche of Solidarity, it's a single white it's an enchantment or a cartouche. I honestly thought they would be artifacts, but I guess an enchant works as well. Enchant creature you control. When Cartouche of Solidarity enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has first strike. So, seeing whenever Solidarity is featured on a card, it references Oketra, the cat god, and uses a lot of vigilance, lots of creature tokens, which goes back to that chant from the trailer, One from Many. And it looks like these are going to be common, so maybe these cartouches will be useful, and a quick staple to get certain jobs done. Since they are enchantment auras, they can't be destroyed by other artifact effects present from Kaladesh and either Revolt. So maybe these are a little safer to use than some of the other items that will be brought up. Crap, I actually don't have the image saved of it, but they have shown us the Trial of Knowledge, which states, when Trial of Knowledge enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then discard a card. When a cartouche enters the battlefield, under your control, return Trial of Knowledge to its owner's hand. So, it looks like these trials and cartouches will be working in direct, cooperation. However, it looks as though the trials are going to be uncommon. So maybe having a single trial, or even multiple of the different trials, along with several different cartouches, could help keep your deck moving. It looks like this is a very indifferent zones type of deck, once again going back to Aftermath, being able to cast from the graveyard, recycling, allowing you to discard and draw a card, and returning things to your hand, returning things to the battlefield, all sorts of things moving around without traditional casting. Another important thing that we saw today was we got 4 out of 5 of the god names confirmed: Oketra's Monument, Bontu's Monument, Hazaret's Monument, and Kefnet's Monument. So, earlier I said that I believe the crocodile, Bontu, would have been green. However, from the looks of his card, he may be the black-aligned god. These monuments are uncommon, and it looks like Bontu's states, black creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast a creature spell, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So it's kind of like a creature ETB extort feature, except instead of paying a mana cost to gain that life, instead you're able to gain life just on playing creatures. So maybe playing a black-white Oketra Bontu deck would be really useful with all those tokens coming in through Oketra. And so, for example, on Oketra's Monument, it says, white creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 warrior creature token with Vigilance. Considering creature tokens and creatures, these are going to be very prominent in use, especially if you're playing in an Embalm deck, and Mark Rosewater has confirmed that black won't be getting Embalm, which is a little odd since Embalm is the way I believe this set is going to mainly produce our zombies, which is traditionally a black-colored creature type. Other than that, we also have Kefnet's Monument, which, for blue, 1 less, and whenever you cast a creature spell, target creature an opponent controls does not untap during its control's next untap step. So it's like an Exert, but they don't get the benefit of Exert. And we have Hazaret's Monument. Hazaret was the jackal-headed god that we saw earlier, and it looks like Hazaret's Monument is the monument on the key art, and this one is, of course, for red. And whenever you cast a creature spell, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. So, once again, going back to very quick card movement, moving things around, getting things into your hand and out of your hand without traditional means. And finally, another monument we were shown was Oracle's Vault, which states, costs 4, is a rare, and is a artifact. It states, spend 2 and tap, exile top card of your library until the end of turn. You may play that card and put a brick counter on Oracle's Vault. It also says tap to exile top card from your library until end of turn. You may play that card without paying its mana cost. Activate this ability if there are 3 or more brick counters on the Oracle's Vault. So, the idea of the brick counters seems, particularly on the Oracle's Vault, seems to really allude to the whole, Egyptian theme, building monuments, and dragging around the bricks. I see it could end up having a lot of potential with being a card that may be commonly used. It just gives a very... it's nowhere near the same level as an Aetherworks Marvel, but for some reason I just kind of feel the way about that, and I think it's the counters and the ability to cast cards almost for free, so long as you have enough counters. The only difference with an Aetherworks Marvel is, of course, you need 6 energy, tap, and then you can draw 6 cards, play from one of those. And in the case of this one, you're able to exile just a random card off the top of your library, and so maybe not as well powered as an Aetherworks, but could be a workhorse for the rest of the for most of the set. And once again goes into the theme of moving things around. So being able to move something to the exile zone and be able to play it from there, or being able to play it for free. Once again, like abilities like Aftermath, when you think it's gone, it can be brought back. And that's another idea with Embalm. And even Exert kind of allows you to manipulate the way the battlefield is going. This feels like a very spell-centric set. That is until we actually start getting to see some more of the creatures. It does look as though creatures do have Embalm and Exert on their side, but a lot of these spells seem to be beating around the bush and finding different ways to not necessarily beat your opponent, but stop your opponent from beating you. And I'm interested in seeing what the next couple of spoilers are going to be, and I'm looking forward to the pre-release later in the month. And I wonder how Hour of Devastation is going to play along with this. However, in all these spoilers, I've noticed there's a surprising lack of Nicol Bolas, despite being, his plane. And with that, go and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Alright, so when I was talking about the monuments, I forgot to mention Ronasa's monument. Green creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast a creature spell, target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample until the end of the turn. And I also forgot to mention that all monuments will cost 3. And another small bit of update is we also got to see Kefnet, the Mindful, which is the name of the blue god, clearly the one based off of Thoth, the god of wisdom. There is a Reddit post on which you can take a look at a translation of his card, but if you do go to HBST, reading the Google Translate makes it sound fair enough. He is a 2 and a blue for a 5/5, much like Exert. There's a limit of there's a hand limit here where it says Kefnet can neither attack nor block unless it has 7 or more cards. So you can't attack or block unless you have 7 or more cards. So unlike Exert, which requires you to move things around and play quickly and have 1 or less, in this case, Kefnet, of course, being blue, requires you to draw a lot. His ability says 3 and a blue, draw 1 card, and add 1 land you control to your hand. I'm going to double check the translation. Draw a card, and you may return a land to your hand. And so it doesn't specify the zone. Unfortunately, none of the translations that I see specify zone. However, if it's this ambiguous, it could be from the graveyard as well. Sorry, I forgot to add this little clip to the main part of the video, but I hope any more information will help.